bass is over here. Ready? How you feel? Great. I feel tired. I feel worked. So, orchestra. Before I jump in, what are some things that you thought worked really well?
Let me have it.
Don't tell me. Tell him.
Yeah, let me have it.
You smiled a lot in the beginning, and I really felt the character. So, like, I saw in your movements what you wanted the beginning to sound like.
When you smiled, it worked.
Okay.
A lot of it was a frown.
Okay.
There was a few rays of sunshine, and I thought that changed it when you were doing it.
Okay.
And so, yes.
Okay.
What else?
I could tell by your movements when you wanted us to be piano and phrase going on instead of like a monotone thing. So I feel like that like have this like phrasing.
The one thing I think that when you adjusted, and I'm not sure, when we got to the end, you started changing the plane a little bit, and you started looking heavy.
Yeah, I looked at him because we talked about him last.
And I saw Dr. Moon do it. And Dr. Moon, you gave him the answer. When he started conducting heavy, then all of a sudden you started doing it. And so I'm a big proponent of that. If it's heavy, it's there. But what I want to go back to is that ba, ba, ba. And then Maureen, that long solo, what instrument was that?
We just ended at the beginning.
Well,
That's
it's
the clarinet.
clarinet and then it's oboe.
Yeah, clarinet starts to.
So can we start?
But I'm only one.
Because so the violins hold this, and then they outline the C.
So can we start right here at 60?
Yeah, measure 60. So this is first violins have the G.
What is going on in these 4 bars? It just seems like the bottom of the world has just left us. And we just have this.
It's intonation practice.
Do what?
It's intonation practice.
It's just.
Are you asking me, or are we just?
Yeah. What is happening?
It has to have meaning, though. This is
No,
why we're going to do
to
this.
me it hasn't.
Oh, Carlos has a whole operatic scene.
Sorry.
Whole movement.
Perfect.
Should we keep going, or do I explain?
You go ahead. You do it. Go ahead.
So the idea is that like those 4 measures are popping out of the dream that he's in and bringing him to reality. Schubert, this is Schubert I'm talking about. Schubert in 1822 was diagnosed with syphilis. He died 6 years later. So when he wrote this was the same year that he was diagnosed, and back then syphilis was like a death sentence. This entire movement to me is a dream sequence, and now the minor ugly sections are the ugly reality that he faces every day. So these 4 measures of the violin coming into that syncopated section is he's out of that dream. He's pulled out.
That's awesome. So show that, and let's start there, and then go on a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions.
So measure 60.
So right here, when you get here, and I noticed this before, you put a lot of shaping and phrasing into the beginning of this movement, which was great when they were all doing that. But right here, at least when you did it before, and I want you to watch your video, when you got here, there's this beautiful thing that happens in the woodwinds. Okay? But the first time we did it, all you focused on was like G, G,
Yeah,
G,
second time.
G, G, G. But you held on to it forever.
Oh.
Like the whole way. Once they have let them go. And you don't need to go back to that unless you feel something is not right. Then focus your attention onto what really needs that, because there's the woodwind part in the line that you want to make sure that you're shaping. Just kind of held out there, because as they were watching you, all we got from you was G, 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 and this won't help with the line. So what I want you to do is get that established. We can start right when that
Right when it starts?
Yeah.
So measure 64.
And then be with the clarinet. Are you playing the clarinet part? Good job transposing.
Intervals.
It's just a major second.
I know what the.
It's A clarinet. Well, it's minor third. Good for you.
I'm really just taking the starting pitch and then
Just think
being
of
like,
Bill.
okay, up.
Okay.
You're just looking intervallically.
Yeah, I'm working intervallically. Please don't give me any credit.
Okay, right on measure 64.
So it's really hard to get them to play right together unless you look right at them.
Okay.
Like you look like this is like Dr. Moon said, it's like a crutch.
Now who do I look at? Because there's 3 parts.
Yes.
I love. Yes. That's the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Who do you look at? Yes.
Yes.
All right.
The section you trust, please.
Okay. All right.
You still went right down.
Yeah, you went right down your score again.
There was one.
Oh, I was okay.
I promise.
Yeah,
It was
all right.
1, 2.
Or were you looking down?
I was looking here. I'm
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But don't forget, there's a whole mess.
Yeah, there's a whole. Okay, yeah, all
There's an
right. I'll
army.
fill them out in my head. I'll look somewhere else.
Copy paste.
know really what you want there, the piano and the violin to do? You're doing a great job with the transposition.
Thanks.
So like, are you talking like melodically?
Do you know what you want that phrase to do?
Yeah.
So put the baton down, and then we'll use both hands, and then show the line with both. So get them going, go ba 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 ba, and then use both hands to sort of show what you want there. And what a lot of us, and it was it Carlos? You're Carlos. We all need to work on shaping the line, not a bar at a time. Because we see like it's like someone wrote a paper called like breaking down the tyranny of the bar line, which is kind of a cool thing. So the bar line's there just for a reference. Like all of that line is not here's a phrase for a measure, here's a phrase. And when you do this, they're gonna start like pulsing on the actual beat. It doesn't matter if they're little young students or older students. So I want you to get out of that. This is the most unmusical thing possible. Okay? So see if you can get that to shape a little bit without giving them each measure. And let these people here take care of the time. Okay? So get them going for 2 bars, and then I want you to just show the line, because I don't think you want something to happen like that in every measure, right? Okay. If you would have said yes, we could have been done.
Too bad I wanted to go.
So now just show the phrase. Yeah, better. So it's good. It's better. So when you start here, the peak of the phrase is here, right? Or do you want to go? Where are you going?
I mean, eventually, it's leading. This phrase is leading to this. And this eventually is following.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this entire thing is leading
Cool.
to this resolution
So
here.
pick up the stick then, and now make both hands. Now do it with both hands now.
Okay, same spot.
Last thing I would add to that, I think I'm out of time. Are we out?
Yeah, close.
Huh?
Yeah.
The last thing I would add to that, so you're doing all this, like you're trying to show the phrase with dynamic contrast, correct?
Sure. That wasn't how I was thinking, but I can see how that.
So just the one thing you can do, can I borrow this? So when you're bigger here and you're trying to get them, this hand can show the same thing. So as I'm watching here, everything's right here. But this hand is like, so it's a suggestion. You don't have to do it. But if I want her, like when I'm working with the Cumberland group, like when I'm here, this hand is here. So they're doing the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No.
So it's just something to just keep in mind.
Sure.
I really like your left hand shows so much of the phrase that second time through.
Yes.
That was really nice. When my only other comment would have been in the large 14 sections. I think it's just integrating what we talked about, getting
Yeah,
under
under the table.
You tend to still be there.
Yeah, and then the elbows also come out.
Which is great. I mean, there's a place for that, but I just everyone needs to realize that get underwater and get beneath that X plane.
Yeah.
That was good. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone.